Rationale for the multiplication rule. To see the reasoning that underlies the multiplication rule, consider a pop quiz consisting of these two questions. 1. True or false? A pound of feathers is heavier than a pound of gold. 2. Who said, by a small sample, we may judge of the whole piece? A. Judge Judy. B. Judge Dredd. C. Miguel de Cervantes. D. George Gallup. Or E. Gandhi. Now, the answers are true and C. Now, the first answer is true because weights of feathers are an avoirdupois unit, where a pound is 453.59 grams. But weights of gold and other precious metals are in troy units, where a pound is 373.24 grams. The second answer is from Don Quixote by Cervantes. Now here we can create a tree diagram. So a tree diagram is a graph of the possible outcomes of a procedure. So let's take a look. So the first thing is we have two choices, either true or false. Now if it's true, then it's either going to be A, B, C, D, or E of the choices. If it's false, it's either going to be A, B, C, D, or E. That means we have 5 choices for each true or false. So therefore, we end up with a TA, TB, TC, TD, TE, FA, FB, FC, FD, FE. That means we have a total of 10. So now that we have a total of 10, now we can take a look at how to find the sample space for the different possible answers. So there's our sample space, which is given. Now, if both answers are random guesses, then the above 10 possible outcomes are equally likely. So we would say that the probability that they're both correct is equal to the probability that you get the value of true and C, which is only one option, 1 out of 10, which is 0.1. Now, with the probability of true and C is equal to 1 over 10, the probability of true is actually 1 out of 2, which is the first scenario, because you get 1 out of the 2. The probability of selecting C, there's 5 choices, which is equal to 1 over 5. So we see the following. 1 over 10 is equal to 1 over 2 times 1 over 5. And disregard that line there. So 1 over 2 times 1 over 5 is 1 over 10. So you can see that this shows that if both answers are random guesses, all 10 branches are equally likely, and the probability of getting the correct pair, true and C, is 1 out of 10. Now for each response to the first question, there are 5 responses to the second. The total number of the outcomes is 5 taken 2 times, or 10. And so this tree diagram provides the visual illustration for using multiplication. Now here is the summary of the addition and multiplication rule. The addition rule for the probability of A or B, the word or suggests addition, and when adding the probability of A and the probability of B, we must add in such a way that every outcome is counted only once. For the multiplication rule of probability of A and B, the word AND for 2 trials suggests multiplication. And when multiplying the probability of A and the probability of B, we must be sure that the probability of event B takes into account the previous occurrence of event A.